The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Boyd's ATA Black Belt Academy in Marrero, Louisiana. Barreto Home Solutions. Bayou Audio and Video. Hot Works on the North Shore. JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington. Lil Dizzy's Cafe. Kuman of Gretna. HBP Construction and Consulting. Moe's Pizza. Buck's Snow Whiz. CC's Children Blocks. The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana. Leo Auto Glass. The Juber Family in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Dat Kitchen Restaurant in Chalmette, Louisiana. CoSource Financial Group.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move, 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 move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move, 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 move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy. Tonight, we got a show that's a little bit longer than usual, but that's okay. That's okay, because we want to bring you the best when it comes to high school sports. 8 o'clock, we have the head coach of the Slidell Tigers, the one and only, Coach Damon Page. He got his team off to a 4-2 start, looking to get to the playoffs for the first time since 2022. He's going to join us. And then at 8:35, the head coach of the Madison Prep Chargers, Coach Landry Williams, will join us right after that, as his team looks very, very good so far this season, 5-1, and looking to what they would say, rewrite a wrong that happened last year. Almost having that comeback happen against Archbishop Shaw, but it didn't happen. They're looking to get to that dome this year. I got VK Jones. What's up, VK Jones?
Hey, what's going on, man? Like, tag, share, subscribe to the Hash It Out Show, all social media platforms. We're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on YouTube on JB the Sports Guy. I got a question for you. In the beginning, when you have that screen coming down, before we come on the show, like, is it meant to be JB, you're a sports guy in the beginning? Because I know you said the YouTube page is JB stuff.
So yeah, I'm glad you asked that, because I've been meaning to do that for the longest. Is go back and then edit that "you're" out and put the yeah, I've been meaning that for the longest. JB the Sports Guy. That's what it is on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's supposed to say. So yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I think I can go back and change it. If I can't, oh well, it's still JB the Sports Guy. All right. Anyway,
man, it's good to be here, man. It's a good night tonight. We got two really good coaches.
Look, it ain't the boot breakdown. It's the Hash It Out Show. Sorry. All right. Let's go. Go ahead, VK.
Somebody was commenting on, but at the same time,
no, it was on the thing at the bottom. My mistake.
Oh no, you good. But man, but we got two good coaches coming up on the show, and one of them, I mean, had to really he had to break barriers when he came to the school more than anything else. and it took a little time, and now it's starting to come to fruition with his tutoring, and that's Damon Page, man. So I'm looking forward to meeting him and talking with him. I talked with Landry Williams before. This might be the first time you're going to check him out. Landry is a
We
really good
talked to
guy.
him that they I don't know if it was last season or the year before when they played Brother Martin. We talked to him before the game started.
Oh
Outside
yeah,
tag
yeah, yeah,
normally.
yeah.
We
Okay,
talked to him.
okay. He's a really good guy, man. Landry does great things. He's done a great job taking over that program and everything, getting a state championship, and he's trying to get another one. So I mean, two very good coaches. And I don't know. This is better than the debates we've been seeing, the stuff you've been seeing online and stuff about what happened Saturday with the race, the mayor's race, and with now you got what Cash Money versus No Limit debates. I keep myself out of it because I have to keep up with sports. But it's good to have this show on, man. But I want to thank all the people who have supported this platform in general, the JB the Sports Guy platform in general, period. I had to tally up some things before we get any further. I had to tally some numbers over the weekend, especially what we have done so far through this is week 7 through 6 weeks.
I just hope your math is right with it.
Yeah, you funny, dude.
VK mad be mad then
You funny, dude. You're real funny, man. I actually calculated it out because
Look, VK
now
be so worried about the views numbers, y'all. He be like worried. I be like, man, just let it be, bro. Let it be.
I don't worry, but this is a thing.
Look, when we finish the Jesuits ain't all game, soon we finish. VK like, oh man, we got 3,000 views. I'm like, god damn, VK let it breathe.
Look. For me, you have to understand in my career of what I want to let it breathe, but I'm ecstatic. You have to understand this is the work we put in, and I love what I do, and I love what all of us are. But for me, I'm 20 years in the game, and I'm trying to fight everybody. But I feel like I'm a success right now, regardless of what I'm battling, and I love it that people really watch us. You know what I'm saying? And you look at the numbers, man. I talked with Mr. Peppers yesterday, and it added another number to it. 42,000 views so far this season after 6 weeks. So we are averaging 3,500 views per game. So that is huge here. Thank y'all so much for your support. We are going to definitely. I'm not gonna say a mark. I'm gonna do what JB said and Miss Agnes said. I'm gonna let it breathe. There is a goal that we're going to reach, and I believe it's going to be reachable. But I'm not going to say the number, but it's going to be reachable, and we appreciate y'all support, and especially last Thursday and Friday in Catholic League Week. Man, what a great 2 nights! What a great 2 nights! Showing off the number 1 team in the state and probably number 1 receiver, probably in the state of Louisiana and across the nation. And no disrespect to Ed in the car at all, but then you also had on Friday 2 great Catholic League traditions, and the audience was unreal. This was not just a local game, not just a state of Louisiana game. This turned out to be a national game because there were so many people from across the country chimed in and watched this game. So that was amazing. And I thank the people for not just the fact checking in, but saying where they're from.
Yeah.
Because, man, I want y'all to keep doing it. And I hope some of them come tonight and tomorrow night and watch this show and watch the boot breakdown and everything, man. Continue to support this thing because, don't stop. We appreciate the compliments. And I think a lot of them, some laughed, some had their jokes, some was very impressed of the presentation, and they got worried too because we had some.
Oh God! Don't remind me, bro. I forgot about that happened. My goodness, boy.
We had some challenges, man, but we overcame it, and the people was very patient with us. They were looking for us, but they're like, "Where y'all at? Where y'all at?" Man, it took about a couple minutes, thank God, and we got it straight.
Computer said it needed a break. That's what happened. Computer said. Man,
Oh my
computer
God.
said, "Forget y'all, man. Taking a nap." Poof. Like what? What you? Well, we got it back.
We got it back up, man. And the people would look, and this is how critical it was. The people was commenting. It was like, y'all back up, y'all back up. Sooner we get back up, more viewers came. It was amazing.
They came back.
Night.
Yeah.
They came back. It was an amazing night, and we also had a lot of. What was impressive, we had a lot of numbers that really, like, we was as big as any other game in the state. So I'm very, very proud of our team, our crew, and also we're proud of the people. Thank y'all so much.
There you have it. What I can say is I know we broke a lot of regular season records in regards to viewership this year, and the Jesuit St. All game became number one this year, hopping over another St. All game that was number one. So that's regular season. Playoff, we got a game in the playoff that's up there. So we'll see if that be broken later on. We'll see. But a couple things I want to talk about. We got to talk about top 5 later on.
Yes.
Let's talk about the 2 games we went to first. Edna Carr, Brother Martin. I'll let you go first on that.
Where you want to start? You want to start Thursday, and then we'll talk Friday.
That's what I meant. Edna Carr, Brother Martin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to order, but we're gonna go here.
Yeah.
It was. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Edna Carr, they dominated from the word go. They dominated from the word go, and they didn't stop. You know, Brother Martin, I think they went out of their element. And that's the one thing you cannot do against Edna Carr. You cannot play into their hands. And that's what Brother Martin did. They played in the Carr's hands. Carr took advantage of it, you know, because you look at how Eastern Royal just really kind of dominated in the second half. I mean, big plays in the second half.
Just 2 catches in the second half.
2 catches.
100-some yards.
100-some yards. And that's 2 big catches there, you know. And I know there's something to look at, and I know Bryce Brown very gracious and saying that, hey, our defense played great despite of the receiver. He said it like he said on the broadcast. There's a reason why he's being recruited. So, you know, and I know it was a funny thing when he caught that one-handed catch over 2 people, and there was one person commenting, and I didn't give no energy to the response. I didn't respond. But somebody was like, it was irrelevant.
Don't worry about that dude.
No, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
But he got responded all right.
Not from us.
Other people.
Not from us.
No, not from us. But a lot of other people responded. And then I didn't realize that play was on He Got Mossed. And I was like, wow. So seeing that, it just showed right then and there that, you know, regardless of the
Shout out to K-Dot's angle though. That's the one you saw on ESPN. Shout out to K-Dot's angle of that one. That was phenomenal.
That was an awesome angle.
Yeah.
And even when we was calling it outside, the Carr fans was even more shocked.
Yeah.
And amazed with that catch. It wasn't no people hating it up. No, they was amazed because it was like, wow, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? And when he made that play, and like I said on the bar, there's a reason why he's being recruited. And that was an unbelievable
Why you're 5-star.
Yes, he's amazing. But I think, like I said, if they would have went to him early. And like I said, I think not just fact went to him early, but also try to get Linscomb. It was the fact Brother Martin was just out their element. And you can't get out your element against Carr. You got to go with your best, see what you can do. And if they stop you, find something else. But they kind of went out their element. I know they was trying to maybe run the ball, which is a not bad strategy to keep Carr off the field. But Carr was stuffing everything. So right there, it's almost like, okay, you need to go into your element and what you do. So I think Brother Martin's going to have to really try to bounce back this week because it doesn't get easier. They have John Curtis next. So they're going to have to really get into the element this week because they're going to have to score the ball against this John Curtis team that's undefeated. But Edna Carr, right now, still the team to beat in the state of Louisiana right now. They are the defending state champions for a reason.
I just felt like Brother Martin offensively just wasn't Brother Martin. That's just what I observed, and I could be wrong, and it's not taking away from Carr's defense because Carr's defense is phenomenal. But I just felt like it just something was off with the Brother Martin offense. That's just how I felt. You know, they
You're on
wouldn't.
the same page, yeah.
Yeah, just weren't able to get the ball to the playmakers like talking about it. And you had people in the comments like, "Oh, we strapping them up. Easton Roy getting strapped up." Well, first half, yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, the only pass he caught was a screen pass. Well, other than that, it's like, it just seemed something just seemed off with Brother Martin's offense. And we know they are a high scoring offense as well. Just something seemed off. Something seemed off. That's all I can say about it. Second half, you saw him launching bombs to Easton Royal. He caught two of them for touchdowns. So it just something just seemed off with their offense. I don't know what it was. I don't know if they walked in there and like, okay, we're playing car. Let's get this over with. I don't know. I don't think that of a coach Mark Boney's team because he always has his team ready to play. So it just something seemed off that game with their offense. That's all I can say about that. Let's move to Friday night. Your alma mater in Jesuit. Closed first half 20-9, and St. Augustine just took off.
Very impressed of how Jesuit started that game.
Yeah.
Very, very impressed. I had a feeling and talked with Ryan McNally.
He is Coach Norm. Our guy, Coach Norm. Yes, sir.
Coach Norman Randall, man. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for all y'all help on Thursday night. We thank you so much.
We coming back.
Yes, we will be coming back. Trust me, we'll let you know. But looking at the game, Coach McNally and talking with him, it's gonna be tough. He knew St. Aug had something to bring. He knew it. But at the same time, that coach speak. And I just knew in the back of my mind, knowing Coach McNally is like, oh, he got something up his sleeve. And he did early. I mean, Sully Sullivan did a really good job. And Jesuit got a great future with him. He's just a sophomore.
Yeah.
He's just a sophomore.
I agree.
And he can throw the ball very well. He can make plays. They did something Brother Martin really should have did Thursday night. They got the ball to Jair Burks early, and he just lit things up. It opened up for Larry, and also Neff. I mean, it opened up for all these other guys, Parmesano and all those guys. You know what I'm saying? So Jesuit stayed in it. They was in the grind. They mixed it up really, really good, and that gave them confidence. They kept on scoring. They kept on getting the field goals, keep getting the points, and finally getting the end zone. But St. Augustine, they answered everything that Jesuit threw. They answered everything. And Vashon Coulon, and I don't know if
what's up, Lionel?
I don't know if he won Player of the Week or not in the Greater New Orleans Player of the Week. I don't know if that was announced yet or not, but over 400 yards passing on a good Jesuit team, and about three or four. But amazing work. I mean, I asked him on the questions, and I said on the broadcast, Vashon Coulon did surgery. He basically did surgery on Jesuit, and probably, his second. I can say, to me, it's what between that game and Legacy. Two of his best games this season. You know what I'm saying? He has had some great games, but those two games really, really stand out. The Legacy game and the Jesuit game. Because for St. Augustine to bounce back and for them to having some players nicked up and hurt because Keith Hill out. And then on top of that, Lucas Jefferson, you don't see him out there. But you have Vershawn Sims who steps in. And you have also the backup quarterback, Jair Noble. Jair Noble coming in and running back. I mean, St. Augustine has a lot of weapons, and they used them all. They look like St. James against St. Charles. Use everything else you got. You got an arsenal. Use them all. And that's what they did. The defense, bend don't break. They made big plays when they have to. And that's what's good about the St. Aug defense. They are capable of making big plays. And I like the mix that the defense coordinator puts in there, the blitzes, the coverages and stuff. This is a good defense that's going to really keep St. Aug in a lot of games and get them in a position to possibly get to the Superdome. So, because we know St. Aug's offense can score at any time, but the defense is a really nice defense for St. Augustine that can do some big things.
I'm gonna say this because your points are valid. I'm gonna say this, and I said it on the broadcast in the pregame. I said if I'm Jesuit, I'm playing a lot of zone defense, and that wasn't the case until later on in the game. But they were in a lot of man, or even had two safeties over the top, cover two man, and Rashawn Coulon was eating them up still. The long touchdown passes were in man coverage. I just didn't think Jesuit had the DBs to cover St. Augustine in man to man. We know Edna Carr does. I didn't think Jesuit had the DBs to be able to go man to man with them. They were going man to man with them. And we got Rashawn Coulon throwing bombs for touchdown. And I'm just like, that wouldn't have been me. If me as a coach, and it's not me trying to discredit Jesuit. It's just my opinion. And they can say I'm wrong. And I ain't no problem with that. But I just thought they didn't have the DBs to go in man coverage with St. Augustine. And it hurt them. I would have been in some zone every time. Cover 2 zone, little cover 3, maybe cover 4 at times. A zone blitz at times, something like that.
And
But I wouldn't have man to man against those weapons. I wouldn't. Not me.
And we seen some times there was some tight coverage by Jesuit, and Coulon still getting the ball there. Because we see one ball to Raekwon Williams, it was tight coverage with 2 people. He got the ball in between and made the play. I'm like, and I think it was early in the ball game, and I was like, this could be a big sign for Coulon to have a big night if he's connecting like that, especially on the first 2 drives. I'm like, okay, Coulon is up to something tonight. Like, he had it on his mind Friday night after what happened against Carr. St. Aug had it on their mind. They felt like that, hey, we got to get back in the swing of things. We got to get back to what we do. We know what we face. We know that was a good team we faced, good matchups that we had to face, that we've been tested, but they took it to us. Now we got to bring it to Jesuit, and that's what they did. But I think the way he threw it very accurately, even in tight spots, that just showed Rashawn Coulon was going to have a huge night. And I agree, JB. Maybe just a little more zone for Jesuit. But there was some moments that Jesuit did make some stops. But it's hard to stop St. Augustine more than one time. It's very tough.
Definitely. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to get into the top 5. And we're going to talk about some power rankings, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Hash It Out Show. What's up, everybody? Me and VK Jones had to come to Little Dizzy's. Yeah, well, VK, man, wasted no time. And he loved the fried chicken and the dirty rice from Little Dizzy's. Look at what I had. Yes, indeed. Oh, y'all know I love candy yams. Oh, yeah. That fried chicken was one of the best I ever had. And just like how Miss Arkisha Baquette says it, come to Little Dizzy's, where the food is always hot and it comes straight from the pot. Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Autoglass can help. For 20 years, Leo Autoglass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504-301-8353.
Hey y'all, this is Jen Hale from Fox Sports. You're watching the Hash It Out Show with JB the Sports Guy, VK Jones, and George Peppis.
And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I am JB the Sports Guy with VK Jones. And yes, we're back for week 7 with our games of the week. The Friday night Hash It Out Show game of the week. That will be Mandeville traveling to Hammond. 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff And then Saturday afternoon, yes, afternoon, ain't no nighttime, ain't no morning, afternoon, it's going to be young audiences taking on Thomas Jefferson. Pregame at 2:45, kickoff at 3 o'clock. VK, you know they got 11 o'clock game at West Jeff Stadium?
Really?
Yeah,
Who's playing that
I
early?
think it's Haynes and Fisher at 11 o'clock.
Well,
I hope it is early.
Well, it's been like that. It's been like that the last 5-6 years with these expanding JP schools. You have a lot more tenants over at Joe Yenny and at Hoss Mensa. So you're gonna have not just Thursday, Friday football. You're going to have sometimes Saturday afternoon, night, or morning games. It might be a triple header Saturday this weekend at Hoss Mensa. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes, indeed. All right. I actually was trying to get my top 5 up, but it's not letting me put it up. So let me try something else right quick. Let me see
Nick
something.
Campbell, what's up? What's going on, man? I apologize, bro. I will get back with you, man. I this weekend has been a blur for me, so trust me, I will get back with you.
All right, give me a second. I'm about to get it.
Uh-oh.
I'm about to get it. I don't know why it's not coming up, but I'm about to get it on something else.
I hope what's the name and give you some of the Timu stuff. But I think
no, it ain't that. It ain't that.
I think regardless of the fact, man, you know, a lot been going on in the sporting world. It's just been crazy, man. So
definitely.
Now we got our top 5.
All right, we got it now. So let's get into it. Let me see. Go to chat right quick. Nick, all right. What's up, Nick? My top 5. Here we go. Edna Carr, John Curtis, Zachary, St. Augustine, North DeSoto. VK, what you think?
Well, not surprising you was gonna have one of those undefeated teams in your top 5. I'm not surprised at all. You know, I think we got the same three as my top 5. I really, you know, Zachary has been really coming along, but we'll see what happens. You know, that's a tough district. Let's see if they really step their game up, but they're still a good team. St. Augustine, you know, proving to the naysayers that they're still here. A lot of not just us, but a lot of critics, a lot of schools across the state giving a lot of respect to the Purple Knights, and they know that the Purple Knights are very dangerous this year. So I like that. And North DeSoto's a good addition. It's a very good addition. Dennis Dunn and his team, and Luke Delafield in his senior year and everything. This team is trying to win a state title this year. So I really like North DeSoto in that top 5, and that number 5 right there. I do not have a problem with your top 5 at all.
Yeah, no, it came down between North DeSoto and Turlins, and then West Monroe with these big time wins over Catholic and Alexandria. I was like, well, I gotta put North DeSoto in there because they beat West Monroe, so I had to, man. So the Griffins of North DeSoto, man, that's a scary team in Division II non-select, man. A lot of people got them going to the Dome, and they got a good shot. Let's go to VK's top 5.
Alton, where you at, man? See, you talk about me. Here's one. I know North DeSoto is one of those teams, but there's one of them outsiders a bit. Alton, I know you got something to say about it.
Yes, indeed. So VK's top 5, same top 3 as mine. Edna Carr 1, Curtis 2, Zachary 3. He has St. Augustine as 4 at number 4 as well, but he has Ruston at number 5. So your thoughts about why you put Ruston at number 5?
Ruston passed the test last week. They beat Washita. No, it was the last second and everything. But you know, Ruston still is the team to beat in that district. They still got another test coming up this week. And, you know, this is a good team trying to make that huge bounce back after what happened in the state championship. So, you know, Ruston right now, that one loss is against a team in Texas. Ruston's still undefeated in the state of Louisiana. But I really like how they're playing right now, and we'll see what happens. I did think about North DeSoto. I did think about Turlins as well to consider that, but we'll see what happens this week. Washita, I kind of overheard a bit on Sunday with the boot breakdown, and I know you were saying Washita is the real deal. I'm like, I'm gonna say this.
Who said that?
You said that.
I did.
Yeah, you said that.
I said they're legit now. I said after this tough game with who they played, Ruston. I said they're legit. They're legit. This was what I was waiting to see them in a game against a team that we know of, a top tier team, and it came down to a touchdown. So I give Washington now the credit that they deserve because they played a tough team. Not saying they're the real deal, but I'm saying they are legit.
I think they straight. I think they. I'm gonna say this. They are legit, but they are a good team. I'm not going to put them up there as a contender right now because you have to win that game. You have to win because that's the bottom line. That's what happened when I built up Ruston all the years. Ruston has to win those big games to get over that hump. If Washington wins that game, it's a different story. And I think Washington would have won in my top 5 because that was one of those games you got to pass that test. It was going to be between Washington and probably maybe Alexandria to crack my top 5. But Alexandria comes up short. And then all of a sudden, here's Washington, who had the game won, but you got to close the door. Opportunities like that, you got to close the door. But they are a good team. There's no doubt in my mind. They are a good team. So we'll see what happens going forward. But, I had to stick with what I had to stick with St. Augustine. That was a huge bounce back. Huge bounce back. There's no way in the world that was coming off my top 5. Now, if they would have kind of slumbered a bit, I don't know, because the thing is, Catholic League, there's no cakewalks. In the district Ruston is in, there's absolutely no cakewalks. I think Zachary's district is no cakewalks. So basically, the teams that we have in our top 5, they are in the toughest districts in the state, especially mine's toughest districts in the state of Louisiana, period. But we'll see what happens this week. If this top 5 stays, maybe it might make changes because there's some interesting matchups, especially with Curtis, Zachary, St. Aug, and Ruston. They all have interesting matchups coming up this week. So this might get shook up, but we'll see.
All right, let's go to Pepper's top 5. And it's the same top 3 that we all have. Edna Carr 1, Curtis 2, Zachary 3. But he put Turlings in at number 4 and North DeSoto in at number 5. So his list is good as well. He got a good list as well. I really don't have a problem with his list. We got St. Aug in there, and you got Ruston. But Turlings, like I said on the boot breakdown, I think Turlings this year might have their best chance to finally get over that hump to beat St. Thomas More. They may have that chance this year. I think that's their only. Well, no, it's not, because they have East Ascension as well. So they got 2 tough games coming up: East Ascension and St. Thomas More. And you already know when they go play East Ascension, it's on their mind to really beat them because Dane Chaponche left to go to East Ascension to be the OC. So it's going to be on their mind. But Turlings, to me, is a great team this year, and I don't have a problem with Georgia's top 5. I really don't.
I don't have a problem either. I'm not surprised he was putting North DeSoto in there. Turlings, he wanted to put all undefeateds, and all 5 of them really have good resumes right now. Turlings, this could be their year. I think this might be finally their time to beat STM, in my opinion, because of the fact of the matter is, for the comeback they had against Notre Dame or Crowley, which Notre Dame had them dead to rights, for them to come back and win that game. And I'm like, okay, Turlings is showing something, and now they're continuing to thrive. So this Turlings team, and I need to find out who the head coach is. Like, I think, under the lights of somebody, I need to find out who the head coach is, because I know it's not Sunday to Ponche, Dan's dad, who's been there a long time before, but I know it has to be an assistant who's took over that program, and they have really bought into this program so far. I mean, they are legit, and we'll see what happens going forward with Turlings Catholic. I mean, is the East Ascension game at Turlings, or they got to travel to East Ascension?
I think they got to travel. I'm going to look it up right quick. I think they have to travel to East Ascension.
And I'm wondering, is it before STM or after?
No, it's at Turlings.
Is that Turlins? And is
It's at Turlings.
it before STM or after?
Well, that's before because STM and Turlings always play week 10.
Ooh, woo.
It was before.
That is huge, and they got Turlins at home this time. I believe. No, don't they? I think they got Turlins at home. I'm gonna say STM at home.
I'm trying to find the schedule because I have STM schedule. I'm trying to find it. I don't know why it ain't pop up yet, but I have their schedule. It's crazy because I know what their schedule look like.
Maybe I'll just look it up myself.
I'm about to find it because I have it. I know exactly what it looked like. Unless I deleted it by mistake, in which I don't think I did. But I don't see it. And now I'm still scrolling.
Okay.
There you go. I got it. They have Turlings is week 9. And is at Turlings.
Yep. Turlins. So Turlins got a big, because you look at the schedule.
Old games at home.
They got 3 straight home games coming up. Their last game is at Northside.
Yep.
So this is, if they can get through these 3 weeks, I tell you, man, this could be a possible, and they're in Division 1.
Yep.
And I'm wondering where they're at in the power rankings because I don't know. I can't say they're going to get the number 1 seed, but they're probably going to maybe get a top 3 if they finish it off undefeated.
Well, with that being said, let's head to the power rankings. Let's go. I don't know which one going to pop up first, but I hope it's select. Let's see. And that it is. It is select, and we're going to go to Division 1 select first. Get away from Division 2. Let's talk some power rankings. All right. And now this thing want to act funny. Okay. All right, let's talk power rankings. Number 1 is Edna Carr. 2, John Curtis. 3, St. Augustine. Turling's right there at number 4, VK. What is hurting them? That strength factor at 6.33. Brother Martin, 5. Rummel, 6. Catholic, 7. Tioga right now at number 8. If the season ended today, those are your 8 buys. Evangel, 9. Alexandria, 10. Shreve, 11. St. Thomas More, 12. Jesuit, 13. Carencro, 14. Riverdale, 15. 4.83 strength factor. Lowest strength factor there is for teams in the top 24. Hammond, 16. Lafayette, 17. Holy Cross, 18. Eastern, 19. St. Paul's, 20. 35, 21. Pineville, 22. Southwood, 23. Woodlawn and BR, 24. VK, give me your initial thoughts of what you see so far with the top 24.
Well, you look at it, basically the top 8 to the top 10 is dominated by the Catholic League. It's definitely dominated by the Catholic League. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams within their top 10. And I mean, it's going to be interesting. A lot of these teams are going to beat each other out, but still will have a good seed more than anything else. And I tell you, the winner and the way it's looking, if these teams continue to win, and that's Edna Carr and John Curtis, there's a possibility they could meet one another. And I think that is week number 9 or 10. I think it's 10 they meet. And if both teams are undefeated, this could be a spot not just for the Catholic League title, but also a chance to get the number 1 seed. But even with not just that, if Curtis even comes in with 1 loss going into the game against Edna Carr, still it could be a number 1 seed game or maybe a top 3. But either way, somebody might eliminate somebody off. But I think either St. Aug, Edna Carr, or John Curtis has a great chance of finishing within the top 4. Within the top 4 or the top 5. Turlins, I think if they win their district, but not just that, if they finish undefeated, the highest Turlins might go is maybe 3. Maybe 3. But they might stand still at 4. They might stand still at 4. But we'll see. I think the highest Turlins will go. And I think that's the one team in this top 10 that can go really high is Turlins. I think the highest they will go is probably possibly 3. But if not, they'll stay at 4. But they gotta be undefeated if that happens. But the scariest team in that top 10, and there's 2 teams to me that's getting better and better and scarier. Catholic is a team that once they get it together, this team is going to be ready to make a big run. Evangel, you talked about this last week. Their defense is making an improvement these last couple weeks, especially what happened last week against Captain Shreve. That is a dangerous team that a lot of teams might not want to face. Evangel Christian is an interesting team, especially with Pop Houston and now that Evangel defense. But we'll see what happens coming up. Riverdale, it's just a man. I'm speechless because Riverdale might finish the season, and to be honest, they could finish the season with just 1 loss, and they're going to be a double-digit seed. And I don't know the highest they might. I don't know if they're even going to crack the top 10. It's going to be tough because if Tioga continues to win, they're going to stay in the top 10. So their district is more tougher than Riverdale's. So that's the thing that's hurting Riverdale. But Riverdale is going to have probably one of the best seasons ever, 1 loss, and going to be a double-digit seed. And, hopefully they'll at least get 1 home game in the first round.
All right. Let me hop in here. That Riverdale strength factor, man, that's what's going to hold them back. That's Riverdale strength factor because that it's the lowest out of every team in Division 1. It's the lowest. And it's no fault of them. They got to play who they play. That's what it is. Play who's in front of you. I'm gonna go back to this top 4. I think Edna Carr's gonna stay there number 1 regardless. St. Augustine got a tough one Saturday night, which I plan on leaving. Our game, Thomas Jefferson and Yaks, and going straight to Joe Yenny to try to catch this game because it's St. Augustine and Rummel. This gonna say a lot towards that top 4. Whoever can get this win, it's gonna say a lot. Rummel gets this win over St. Augustine, they might finish in the top 4. They still got to play Edna Carr. St. Augustine gets this win. I think it's going to be a lock, even with a loss to Curtis. I think it still will be a lock for St. Augustine. Calicut, Baton Rouge, and Evangel, like you said, I think they also have a shot to maybe crack it. Catholic still they got Central this week. They also got Liberty. Evangel, they got a matchup with Lafayette Christian coming down the pipe and undefeated Parkway. So they have a shot. So that's pretty much who I have making the top 4. Is in that top 9. I don't think Tioga makes it, but I think 1 through 7 right now and number 9 got a shot for that top 4. Now, I want to scroll down to the bottom part of it. And I'm going to stop right here at 11. We know about oh no, wrong one. Sorry. I want to go towards that 24th spot, that last spot, VK, right quick.
Yes, sir.
Held by Woodlawn of Baton Rouge.
Okay.
VK, I think those next 3 teams, 25, 26, 27, Huntington, Acadiana, and Bonneville, I think they all going to be fighting for that last spot. Maybe even the 23rd spot with Southwood. I think they all got a shot. I think Bonneville got a shot to win out. I think their toughest game is going to be Week 10 against Riverdale. I think Acadiana got a great shot to get in there. And if Acadiana gets in there that low, they may be the scariest team to face. Just my opinion. I think Huntington as well. Huntington, with a nice strength factor at 8, they get a couple wins, it's possible. So that 24th spot and maybe that 23rd spot still may be up for grabs, VK.
I can agree with that. I agree with that. That's a really good analogy. I agree. I think they all have a shot. Acadiana, I'm not going to say the most scariest team. Acadiana, if they get together, yeah, but they're the most helter-skelter team in the state. You don't know what you're going to get.
Well, they started off 0-3, but now here they come. Three straight wins. Let's see what keeps happening.
That's true. But some of those games, now last week, outstanding, but the comeback they had, but some of those games is like rolling the dice. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say helter skelter, because there's some games they got handled pretty bad. They got a couple games that they had big second halves getting the win. In some games, the luck of the draw, and they wound up winning the game. So something's got to give with this Acadiana. If they are truly that team, I think they might give somebody a time. But the thing is, you gotta pop them in the mouth, and you gotta pop Acadiana in the mouth really good and knock them down. Because if you don't, they're gonna turn into the old Acadiana, run you down, and take you out. That's what they do. This is the Acadiana team we're seeing this year more than anything else. Don't leave them. Like, if you got to take them out, take them out. But don't leave them for dead. You better put them out when you can. You don't, they're gonna come back.
That's what man. Look, we got D-Boy in the building. D-Boy in the building, man. Wow. So D-Boy said nobody beating Bryce Brown. All right, that's D-Boy like on a serious note. DJ13, he in here. He calling out Austin. Where my Patron at since 35 beat Abe like 41-0, I believe.
Oh my goodness.
He go D-Boy right here. VK not giving nobody props, but St. Aug. She say no one to be afraid of Acadiana in the playoffs. Austin say I'm right here. I ain't ducking no smoke. Look, D-Boy say VK top 5, all St. Aug.
D-Boy, you funny, bro. You
funny man.
as hell, bro.
Yes, indeed,
it's refreshing you coming to the other side. And
no, I'm glad he's here. I really am.
I'm glad he's here too. I'm glad
yeah.
too. He's come to the he always be in other platforms, but he's coming to us. I love it, man. He's a cool dude and he's a funny dude, man.
He's funny. Look, man, one of my first times when you told me about 1008, I never knew about 1008. You told me about it, VK, and I went on there, and I think somebody said something about the Hash It Out show also, this and that. That boy D-Boy said, "Ain't no such thing, man. It's about 1008." I ain't say nothing, man. I ain't say nothing. I was like, I don't even know this dude, but I ain't gonna say nothing. And you just watch the show, you find out, oh, D-Boy, he a funny dude, comedian. That's who he is, Cole, man. That's just D-Boy.
Cole kept telling you, man, ignore D-Boy, bro. He just come for the jokes.
That's it.
That's what it is.
Appreciate it, D-Boy. The one that, like, we had to tell George, chill out, man. That's just him being him, man. He being funny. It ain't all that. George be like, nah, man. Like, George, chill out, bro.
Like, dude, it ain't that shit. I'm like, dog, D, like Cole be telling you, and Cole is right, because I had to adjust, and when I was like seeing what he was doing, I was like, and I finally met him in person, I'm like, yeah, bro. Yeah, I already know what time it is, you dog. So he's the jokester, my dude. I'll tell you, if we're kind of ticked off or stressed or something, this dude is gonna make your day, because he gonna give us a laugh and they gonna make us refocus, and we good.
That's right. I'm trying to make sure I get the right one. All right, I got it this time. All right, definitely. Yeah, I'm glad D-Boy. I'm glad he here too. Definitely. GP won't fight everyone. Yeah, GP be tripping sometimes, bro. He be tripping sometimes. Yeah, D-Boy, he want to kick your butt, man. George be tripping, man. Ain't that serious. Yeah, you too, DJ1. Y'all be driving. Y'all do drive him. George gonna sit there and say, George sit there and say, I'm good. Yeah, they be getting under you. All right, let's go to let's go to non-select now.
Yes, sir.
All right, non-select. Washington Parish, number 1. Zachary, 2. West Monroe, 3. Northwood Shreve is 4. I'm going to stop right there because I want to talk about Northwood Shreve. We see Northwood Shreve get to that second round these past couple years. Maybe they got to the quarters one year, and that's a wrap. I'm going to tell you who they beat so far. They beat Benton, Peabody, Mansfield. Only losses to North DeSoto. They beat Woodlawn Shreve. They beat Booker T. Washington Shreve. They got Bolger, Southwood, Menden, and Loyola Prep. Loyola Prep is number 1 in Division II Select. Now, Northwood Shreve got a chance to win out, And if they went out, VK, I don't know if they'll get jumped. I don't know. I really don't. Because when you think about it, Washita, West Monroe, Ruston, Neville all got to still play each other, and that's possible for losses for each one of them. Northwood Shreve got a good chance to stay in that top 4 due to their schedule, which is crazy. Now, I'm going to move down. Ruston, Neville, Terrebonne, Southside, Parkway, Central of Baton Rouge. VK, I'm looking at Terrebonne. And like I just said, with Washita, West Monroe, Ruston, Neville, and Zachary still having to play Central and Catholic, there's still a chance for Terrebonne to get back in the top 4. Like, I can see it. Terrebonne wins out, and those tough teams like St. Charles, St. James, Riverside continue to win. I can see Terrebonne getting back in that top 4, VK.
I'm going to be honest with you. Northwood Shreve, they've been having a real good year more than anything else, but the schedule does not say anything.
Right.
I think Ruston being at 5 and Washita Parish still at number 1 is shocking, because the fact of the matter is Ruston won the head-to-head. Does that count? The only thing that hurts Ruston is the fact they only got 2 wins in the state. That's the only thing that hurts them and keeps them at 5. But Washita should not be at 1. It should be Zachary at number 1 now because of the fact that Washita lost that game. Now, Northwood Shreve.
I mean, if we were going by what? It's the LSWA and everything, but power rankings, you know, power rankings is different. You know that.
I know, but at the same time, still with power rankings, I know it wasn't a bad loss for Washita. I wouldn't put them out to 5, but they need to come off 1. They lost the game. You know what I'm saying? I know how power rankings work, but sometimes power rankings be just a little flawed because you look at Northwood at 4. Like, they have not played anybody. Let's just be honest. And to me, they're going to get jumped. They're going to get jumped because you look at Terrebonne, you look at Southside, you look at Central. If they went out, their districts and their percentages are better than Northwood's percentages in district. So Northwood, they're not finishing in top 4. I just don't see it unless, and the only way this happens, if Terrebonne loses another game, if Central loses another game, and if Southside loses another game. If they do, Northwood, there's their shot. They finish the season. Would they finish the season 9-1? Guess what? They're gonna finish in the top 4 because those.
That's what I'm saying.
That's but I know, but I'm saying
teams got to play each other, gonna cancel each other out. Right. Washita, West Monroe, and them. But that's why I'm saying I think they can.
Yeah, okay. Because okay, I got it. Because I'm saying those main 3 teams, in my opinion, Northwood. I don't. But that's the only way, because if those main 3 teams I just said, if they wind up screwing up and losing another game, then that's a wrap. The only other team that could jump them is Destrehan. That's the only other team.
You got to look at it though. But right now, going into week 7, Harnville's 14. Thibodeau's 15, Destrehan 16. So with 4 games left to go, a lot will be said still. And Destrehan may move up, Harnville will move up. Lionel asked, what does that mean for Harnville that they defeated Terrebonne? Right now, it doesn't mean anything. And look at strength factor, Lionel. Terrebonne 7.83, Harnville 6.83. That is what's helping Terrebonne stay up here in this top 8 right now. That strength factor right there, 7.83. Even though y'all defeated them, you go by the schedules. Terrebonne playing the St. James and the St. Charles of the world, the little non-conference, a little tougher compared to Harnville's with the Booker T. Washington and I think the McMains, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Definitely Booker T. Washington. Yep, and McMain, and then E.D. White. So that's strength factor comparing to non-conference right now. But, things can happen, and we'll see moving on. I want to move on, VK, down this line right quick because we got Mandeville, Dutchtown, Denham Springs, Harnville, Thibodeau, Destrehan, St. Amant, East Ascension, Slidell, Prairieville, South Lafourche, North Shore, Airline, Westgate, Chalmette, Natchitoches Central, and Covington holding the last spot. And VK, it's like we seem to say this every year about this same team being in that low playoff spot, but then all of a sudden they going to pop up to 14, 15, 16, or 17. And that's the Westgate Lions. Not Westgate Lions. Westgate Tigers, VK.
Well, like we said, and I agree with you, Westgate just got to get healthy. Once they get healthy and start.
No, they're healthy. They're healthy. There's no injuries like talk about it this right now. They just had a tough non-conference schedule. Yeah. And two tough district games already with the two toughest ones, Sterling and St. Thomas More.
Yeah, and they had a tough setback last week against St. Martinville. A very tough setback. And they just got to get
Cheese, you funny, Cheese. I know why you said that, Cheese. I know why you said that, Cheese. I got you, Cheese. I got you. Go ahead, VK.
Well, you look at it. I think if Westgate get it together and go on a streak, they could be a very scary team. One team that's really merging up, and I think they must be qualified to play in the playoffs this year, I believe. They must have played years back before because they're in the power rankings, and that is Prairie View. That team there, and I heard at the Prairie View at 20.
Okay, Prairie View. Okay.
Yeah, they've won 2 straight games. They have really getting together. They're at 500. I heard rumblings from some people I know in Baton Rouge about Prairie View, and they were saying Prairie View could be interesting. Be on the lookout. They're just about to they're getting into varsity football. I think they've been working through the JV and everything. And I think they are qualified to go in the playoffs because they're in the power rankings. Because I know they would say not competing, but they're competing. And they have really been in every game this season. And then on top of that, for them to compete and being in close games like that they made that team more better. And look at them now. They're at 500. If they continue to win and they finish the season with like a 7-3 record, look out. Prairieville might stun some teams. They might be that team that's gonna ruin somebody's season, gonna spoil somebody's season more than anything else, because they have played a tough schedule and they have competed in every game. This is not a pushover team. So I think Prairie View's scary. I think, Airline always has something, and we're going to talk with Slidell's coach soon. Slidell has been a very improved team this season, and I know they're going to go up from 19, especially if they finish the season strong and win their district championship.
Tough game with Covington this weekend. Yeah. Tough game with Covington.
Yes.
Cheese, I know what you're saying about Westgate may not move up much, but we got 4 games left, and these teams here, they lose some of these games. Westgate got a chance to move up. I understand what you're saying. I get it. But I've seen this the past couple of years with Westgate. Be down there, and all of a sudden, here they come. Here they come, man. I'm just looking at it, and it's a possibility that Westgate may get to that 16 mark, make it to 17, make it to 18. They're gonna move up, I think. Cheese thinks differently. That's okay.
It's not wrong. And it's amazing that that the East Ascension, that loss last week got them down to 18. St. Amal, who competing for their district championship is 17. I guess the schedule early, and it's not a solid schedule. Now the Bird game hurts them. That's the one game that hurts St. Amal in their schedule is the Bird game. Everything else has been a very legit schedule. And for them being at 17, so they're going to have to just win their district to move up. So that's how it's going to have to be for St. Amal.
Definitely. Waiting for Coach Page to join us right quick. I'm looking at the rest of the playoffs rankings, power rankings right now, man. I'm just trying to see if I see a team that can hop over somebody at 28 and maybe HL Bourgeois, maybe Sam Houston. That's the 2 I would go with. If any other team that can hop in there right now, I'll go with HL Bourgeois and Sam Houston be the 2 I go with.
I agree. I definitely agree. I definitely say those 3. Those two teams there, Covington and HL. HL has experience, and it's a team that always, some way, somehow makes a late season run, just like Westgate. So, HL or Covington? Covington's pretty young, but Covington trying to get themselves together.
Definitely. All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Everybody. And when we return, we will have the head coach of the Slidell Tigers, Coach Damon Page, right here on the Hash It Out Show. Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504-940-7552.
At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I am JB the Sports Guy alongside VK Jones. Our next guest, he is in his second year as the head coach of the Slidell Tigers, and they have made a lot of improvement compared from last season as they are 4-2 and looking to make a strong push towards the playoffs. We have the one and only coach, Damon Page. What's up, Coach Page?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing good, Coach. Doing good. Thank you for joining us tonight, Coach. Coach, let me ask you this question right quick. From 2-8 last season to 4-2 so far this year, what would you say has been the biggest difference in your team this season?
Just the maturity, man. I mean, the experience from last season, win or loss, the boys have grown. They handle things a lot better, they handle coaching better, adverse situations, adjustments, just everything, man, from off the field, grades, behavior, they just matured. And I think that's the biggest thing that, I've noticed, outside of the football aspect.
In your first year, you established your foundation. Now, so far this season, how are you building on the culture and developing the team's identity in your year number 2?
Just consistency, man. The message is the same. We want to make sure they understand, what our foundation is and what we're building on. I mean, and like I said before, man, as far as I'm concerned, we're still putting the foundation down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know we're doing well, and we're doing a lot better than we did last season. But, we're still in the early stages of building this program into what we envision.
Definitely. Talk about how your team has been able to handle adversity better this season compared to last season.
I mean, just the overall response, man. Just keeping it calm, understanding, where we are football wise, situationally, understanding what we have, as a team and our capabilities, and trusting each other and trusting coaches. It's less questioning and more, ears and eyes. And execution. Like I said, we still not starting games how we want to offensively or defensively. We picking it up as the game goes on. Like I said, that's a part of the maturation process as well. We got to learn how to, get into the game early and play our game from the start. But they are handling the adjustments and the situations well, man. I mean, we've been down and battled back where you could easily tuck tail. And just say, it's next week and let's start getting ready for that. But, they believe they can win, man. They expect to win, and they know when they're playing below standard, and they challenge each other, to pick it up, man. We just got to come off the bus like that.
Totally agree. What was it, or what is the reason you decided to be a football coach?
I mean, I just love the game, man. I mean, from playing park ball at Joe Brown, playing at McMain, my teammates, still guys I talk to these days, my brothers, man. I mean, we just love football. And I wasn't as gifted, to play and to continue my career playing, man. But I mean, I love it. The strategy, the competitiveness of the game. It's not just physical, man. It's mental as well, and it's challenging because you have to combine the two in order to be successful, and then the discipline it takes, to be successful, man. Like you have to want to do things a certain way. I know, every now and then there's individuals blessed with just, superior gifts and they can just play. But for a mass majority of the guys, as physically gifted as they are, man, you have to discipline yourself, man. You got to walk, a straight line. And that's one of the things that really attracts me to the game, because it is brutal, it is violent, but it takes a certain, mentality to play and to play well.
Before I pass it on to VK, this Friday night, you guys take on Covington in a tough matchup. Both teams fighting for playoff positioning. Not asking for your game plan or anything like that, but what will it take to get this victory over Covington?
Man, I mean, just what I ended with, man, discipline. We can't afford to make mistakes. It's a good football team, well coached by Coach Salter. They're winners. You know what I mean? It's the rivalry, one of the longest rivalries, not the longest rivalry in St. Tammany Parish. Not rivalry, but game played. So it means a lot to the community, man. So, we're going to get their best game. They have some good players over there offensively and defensively, man, very similar to us in a lot of regards. So it's going to be one that we have to go and play and win, man. So I'm excited about it, though. It's a good matchup.
Coach Page, man, appreciate you coming on the show and everything, man. And, just hearing you a little bit, and you said, you used to play ball Joe Brown and went to McMain, didn't realize you come from the state itself, and also you come from originally from New Orleans and everything, and I know it was a big challenge for you to take this job on in Slidell more than anything else. You're the first African-American coach to be hired as head coach at Slidell. How it was to, embrace the challenge and take on this job at Slidell.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I'm not gonna say I was aware of it, prior to, but some people, brought it to my attention, man. Regardless of that fact, and because of that fact, I take my position very seriously. I don't want to mess this up for the ones that come after me. You know what I mean? If I botch this opportunity, man, if I lay an egg, then I don't think there's gonna be another for a long time. And I take that serious. You know what I mean? I'm, in a way, the door is open. You know what I mean? And I want to let everybody know that as an African-American, man, we can do this. And it's not just about talent, man. Like it's about structure, it's about organization, it's about communication, it's about planning and preparation. So, this is not just, hey, man, let's go play ball. Like, now I'm serious about children. I'm serious about, the program as a whole. It's not just X's and O's. It goes far beyond that, especially at the high school level. So, yeah, man, I take it serious. And I want this to be something that people can say, all right, because of Coach Page, not necessarily because of me, but because I am in this situation that, it's okay to hire brothers.
It's a really good thing. You look at, a great example is Marcus Scott over at Destrehan High School, how he had broke the mold of being the first African-American coach in St. Charles Parish, and what he has done. And so far, you have really, I know it took some time, but you're really turning around over at Slidell more than anything else. And the fact that, I was thinking you was from out of state, but I looked at everything you talked about. I like, wait a minute, this dude's from New Orleans, excuse me. But you've been out the state too. You worked in Florida, you worked in Texas for a good bit, getting a good bit of experience of the football and everything. What's the difference between Florida, Texas, and here in Louisiana?
Oh man, Florida, man. Florida was Florida was like the Wild Wild West, man. I mean, the talent was crazy. Like, I mean, kids that you don't even know. I mean, just doing all kinds of insane things athletically. The structure wasn't really there from I guess, a holistic standpoint, not necessarily the schools, but just how they did things statewide athletically. You know what I mean? As much traffic as they get down there recruiting wise, I mean, you would think it would be, a little more structured than it was. But the football was pure. You know what I'm saying? Like, those kids love the game, man. And as heavily as the state is recruited, they didn't talk too much about offers. Like, they just wanted to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just wanted to play with their boys, talk trash to their teammates across the field because they all grew up playing park ball together. They had a genuine love and passion for the game. In Texas, man, Texas is like college. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to talk about structure and organization, the discipline, from admin. Like, it's a machine, and it's well oiled out there, man. And I learned a tremendous deal, structurally, organizationally, logistically in Texas. Like how to plan a practice, how to organize, team functions, how to organize, equipment, like just every detail of coaching, I got to experience with my time out there, man. I was fortunate to be at some good programs under some great head coaches, championship head coaches, championship coaches. I got to play some teams with some players, with some coaching, with some tradition and culture. So, just absorbing all of that in Texas, man, it was. I mean, it's priceless, man. Invaluable experience. I can't really put words to it. As far as the athletes, those kids are well coached. The football IQ out there is high. These kids are eat and breathe and sleep in football. Their parents are doing the same thing. Like, it's not, hard to get them to work, man. They ready. Like, they understand the business of it. They understand, what they can do with it, the benefits of being an athlete and going to school, because they have plans too. Like, most of them, it's not like our NFL dreams. Like, it's like, hey, I'm about to get this scholarship, I'm about to get this degree, and I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z when I get out of school. You know what I'm saying? So they're more aware of all the possibilities that football brings, and they put themselves in a great position to go out there and be selected, man. And I think the state does a good job of promoting football too. Like, they are pro football on the high school level, and I think that just goes a long way. Making everything else just fall into place because you have the backing and support from the top. Out here, it's like a combination of that. You have some programs that are really on the front edge of the game, from equipment to facilities to, coaches to, players, and just they're what most of us aspire to be in the state. We have some of those. Then we have, the situations where it's like, it's just less fortunate, man. Like, what's going on? Like what are we doing? Not giving the best resources to the kids. Like, this is high school. This is not, college. It's not professional. It's public schools. Like, we can do better. You know what I'm saying? But it's not important. I don't feel like it's as important. Football is not as important. Athletics is not as important. Even some of the fine arts, man, to be honest with you. Like, where's the money going? You know what I'm saying? I think it needs to be addressed on a lot of different levels. Of course, it's way above my pay grade. I don't have all the information, but, I do have questions about, what we're doing, especially when you see other states or you see other models that have been successful. And it's like, what are we waiting on? you know, and I think Louisiana, and I'll tell this to anybody, and maybe I'm biased, but we have the best crop of football players right here in the state. You know, it's a great combination of size and speed, athleticism, man. And I think what sets Louisiana apart from both Texas and Florida is the loyalty you get from the players. You know what I'm saying? Like the willingness to do whatever it takes for the people that they love and care about, man. And I think Louisiana people are just bred that way, you know, and that's a two-way street now. You know what I'm saying? You cross them and it's like it's over with for you. But the loyalty you get, man, like they will do whatever it takes when you take care of them. And I think that's what separates the players in this state, man. I mean, we can all ball, but you know, there's a certain level of commitment that you get from Louisiana kids, man. And I haven't experienced that anywhere else, you know.
Wow, Coach Page, I appreciate that answer. You gave us a lot of information we needed and a lot of history on that, man. I very much admire that, and that's a great analogy more than anything else. Let's talk about your team. Talk about just talk a little bit about the offensive side of the ball. A lot of improvement, especially your senior quarterback. If he's a senior, hopefully, Ricky Williams. Williams has been a starter 3 years for the Slidell Tigers, and he's continuing to improve and really being a true leader. Tell us about Ricky and the other weapons that's been leading the way for this Slidell offense.
Man, actually, man, Ricky is a junior. Yeah, this is only his second year. So he started as a sophomore last year, of course, after playing freshman football, man. So it was the speed of the game, just learning football from Coach DeArts, man, my boy JD, that's coaching at Wassman right now, man. I miss him. But it was a lot for him, you know, just to absorb all of what we asked him to, you know, because Ricky's such a raw athlete, man. I mean, he was just allowed to play. You know what I mean? And now we're asking him to be a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little different learning curve, but he accepted the challenge, man, embraced it. You know, he did his best. You know, he's grown a lot, as you guys can see from how he's playing this season. But of course, he's not doing it alone, man. The offensive line, man, and I'm a defensive coach. I hate saying stuff like that, but that's just, you know. But I cater to the offensive line, man, and they are doing an outstanding job, man. You know, we were young last year, and I'm not saying just like grade-wise, but just experience-wise. You know, those kids didn't play much last season or the previous season before I got there. So, you know, we got a brand new bunch. You know, they came back, and they're doing a tremendous job, man. Coach Johnson is doing a great job with them, coaching them up front. Without those guys, the offense wouldn't be what it has been. You know, and the crazy thing is, I mean, we're still growing. Like, we're still learning football. We're still, you know, learning ourselves as individuals, as teammates. So I'm excited to see, you know, how it all turns out, man. But Carlos Flemings Jr., senior receiver, you know, he's having an explosive year, man, what we knew he was capable of. Ricky's better, so he's better. You know what I mean? And he was good last year, too. Just the opportunities, man, weren't there like they are this season, just because of, you know, where we were as a team. But you know, Jaquan Jones, you know, he was special last year. I talk about him a lot, and you know, everybody just say, "Okay, coach, okay." You know, I'm praising my kids. You know, everybody praise their pond, but I'm like, no, man, this kid is special. Like he can play, and you know, we're just running him. You know, but he's explosive, man. He can be effective in the passing game, you know, route running, catching hands. Like he's a complete back, strong kid, tough kid, humble kid, just a kid that you want on your team, man. You got to have him. You know what I'm saying? And he's a gamer too. So, you know, when it's on the line, you know, I definitely want to lean on Quan. You know, like he's that special to me. He's that special to us. And the kids feel the same way about him. You know, they'll tell you, Ricky, hey, let's just give it to Quan, coach. Like, you know what I mean? So, and that speaks to his selflessness as well as the quarterback. You know, He understands what we're trying to do and how we're trying to do it, and he's on board with it 100%. You know, Spence was injured last year, number 14. He's a senior, man. He's been showcasing his ability, and I'm definitely happy for him, man. Swiss Army knife. He plays everywhere from X to Z to the slot. You know, he'll line up at H. You know, he's got some carries this year, so he's definitely an integral part of what we're doing. Jeremiah Birdlow, you know, can't miss him. Can't miss him, man. Big slide, tight end, flex tight end. You know, we line him up everywhere as well. You know, he's so versatile. You know, we've lined him up in the backfield, giving him some carries. He's been a lead blocker. He's been, you know, out on the perimeter, you know, catching bubbles. He's down the field, post routes, 9 routes, fades. Like he's a complete player, you know, and then he's also contributed defensively. And I know we're gonna talk about that later. But a huge part of what we're doing offensively, man. Mike Thompson, a junior, another kid that we're really trying to get going. Last week he had 3 catches for 111 yards and a touchdown versus Fountain Blue. He's coming along. He's played some safety for us as well. So I mean, we're excited about, you know, what the offense can do, man. And you know, like I said, we just have to be better at executing. You know, we can put up a lot of points. It just depends on if we decide to show up or not.
Who's on defense that can really make plays for your team on your team? Who's the best defensive player that we look for the Tigers this season?
Best defensive player, man. That's tough, man. I don't want, you know, single out anybody, but Elijah Cross right now is playing out of his mind, man. Number 9 IDN. He's been, you know, a definite surprise, man, a pleasant surprise. Like we knew he could play. You know, he made some plays last year, man, but I didn't expect him to play the way he's been playing up to this point. You know what I mean? Just everywhere, all over the field. He's making plays that he's not supposed to make. He has an impact on the game. He's an intelligent kid. He's communicating when he comes to the sideline. He's talking to his teammates. He's making adjustments, you know, like before I can say anything. Like, hey, coach, hey, they doing this, so let's do this. Okay. Like, you know, like he's been tremendous for us, man. T-Rob, number 0, senior middle linebacker. He's grown tremendously from last season. He is, I call him Agent Zero, man, but he's been on it. You know, he's been on it. As far as leadership, you know, he's been a lot more vocal, not just communicated with us as coaches, but his teammates as well, getting guys lined up, you know, making sure that we stay engaged in games, making sure we still fight on defense, even though we're not playing very well. Like, he has been the quarterback for the defense, man, a true Mike. Defensive lineman, we got a transfer from Karen Crow. His dad ended up, you know, getting a job out this way, man, and he's had a huge impact. You know, this was one of those, you know, early Christmas presents. Marion Clark, man, you know, he showed up, and I didn't know. They were telling me, hey, coach, they got a kid, you know, football, he plays ball, he's from Karen Crow. So I'm like, all right. And I meet him, man, but he's a tremendous individual. You know what I'm saying? Very intelligent kid, got some great parents, a hard worker, plays both sides of the ball. He's just playing defense for us, but he's been a significant part of what we've done defensively up front. Kagan White, man, Kagan White is down, number 90, another senior up front. He's banged his knee up, man, a couple weeks ago, and he should be back in a couple weeks. Most likely it's going to be Shelmet. He's had a huge impact on defense. And Christian Cookright, man, another senior D lineman. Our defensive line is, and I said this before, man, they're the foundation of what we're doing up front, man. I need my guys on the perimeter to finish, you know. But they're doing a tremendous job up front, man. Christian Cookright, another one. He actually came back midway through the season last year, coming off an ankle injury. He had surgery, and he has been a different kid. You know, he's playing with great security. He's confident. He knows exactly, you know, what he's doing. He's playing with great leverage, hands. He's another intelligent kid. He's communicating with the backers. He's calling strengths, he's calling out plays. Like these kids are sharp up front, man. I really enjoy coaching them and watching them play. And the guys behind them are doing a good job. The linebacking core, really, that secondary of mine, man, and I'm 100% responsible for those guys. Tighten up. We got to tighten up, especially on the perimeter and tackling. And they showed up last week, man, versus Fontainebleau. I will say that, man. I challenged them. They showed up. They made some plays. They took the coaching. They made the adjustments. But they're doing tremendous, man. Eric Morgan, man. I'm so disappointed about what's going on with him. He was a really big part of what we were doing. He ended up tearing his ACL, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It was, and it's a partial tear, but he's going to end up having to have surgery. So, he's going to be out, man. I'm still going to fight to get him recruited because he played last season, man. He got some good tape. But it was a big loss for us, man. I was hurt, man, to be honest with you. Like just for him. You know what I mean? Because I know what this season meant to him. And unfortunately, we can't get it back. But I'm gonna do whatever I can to get him a look. You know what I mean? Because he wants to play, man. He's a good player. Bright spot, man. BJ Brown. I could talk for hours about my kids, man. BJ Brown, number 10, man, outside linebacker, man. This kid is a natural player. We don't always do things, textbook. How you coach it. But he make plays, man. He just has a knack for the ball. Just his elusiveness as a defender, to defeat blocks and make plays. His length, his range, his speed, his instinct. Like he is a significant player on the defensive side, man. And we actually picked up a kid from baseball, man. I saw him in the gym one day. He was hooping and he did a left hand layup, and I'm like, hey man, hey, come talk to me. let me see what you got going on. So I talked to him, asked him if he wanted to play ball, man. He came out. He ends up playing safety for us, man. Number 24, Cayenne Hurt. He's actually a junior. And this is his first year playing ball here at Slidell, man. And he has come in and just had an instant impact, man. A huge spark. Just his playing style. He plays free. He's a hard hitter. He covers. He just has a natural ability to find the football. He doesn't always know what he's doing, because it's all new to him. So he's been quiet. But once that ball is snapped, man, he does a good job of finding it and striking it, man. He's been huge for us, man. Colin Hartman, a switch hitter, and he didn't play well the first couple weeks, man, playing safety. We put him at corner for Fontainebleau and instant impact, like big plays. We had a couple big plays, couple tackles for loss. He just was a much more comfortable player. So we may have found him a home for the rest of the season. So, I can't mention enough kids, guys. I'm just talking, you know what I mean? And I don't want to leave anybody off, man. But I love my boys, man, and they've taken to me. They tolerate me. They put up with me, man. I'm demanding, but all the kids, I just feel like they all matter. You know what I'm saying? Like they might not play, but they practice. We need them. You know what I'm saying? They do other things outside of making plays on the field. Their impact on the team is I can't say enough about the kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I appreciate them. I really do.
Coach, you have a very interesting team, and I tell you, man, you got a interesting schedule coming up. It's a tough one, man. But I'll tell you one thing. I know you got your own team at home. We hear them behind you.
Yeah.
But bro, we wish you the best, man, because I'm telling you, your team is continuing to improve. JB, go ahead, take over.
Definitely, Coach, man. We just want to thank you for joining us tonight, Coach. And we definitely want to wish you good luck this upcoming Friday night and throughout the rest of the season. Thank you so much, Coach Page.
Man, thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, boys. Have a good night.
You too, Coach. You too. That's Coach Page of Slidell. We're taking a quick commercial break. Quick. And we come back. We got Coach Landry Williams, the head coach of the Madison Prep Chargers, joining us right here on the Hash It Out Show. JFK Martial Arts offers a wide variety of martial arts programs for kids, teens, and adults as they empower lives through martial arts. Please give them a call at 985 266 0664 and don't forget to ask about their 1 week free special. Bucks No Wiz was the place to go as a kid growing up to get snowballs. As an adult now, it is still the place to go. When you want some of the best snowballs and some of the best customer service, Bucks No Wiz is the place. Now, excuse me, let me get back to my half grape, half pink lemonade snowball. Bucks No Wiz, located at 1508 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, Louisiana. And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, joined by VK Jones. Our next guest, he was one step away last season from playing for a state championship. This year, they have put the state on notice. They are 5-1. We have the head coach of the Madison Prep Chargers, Coach Landry Williams. Coach Williams, how you doing, sir?
Hey, how you doing tonight, man? Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for joining us, Coach. Thank you. Coach, let's get right into it. What was it that made you decide to want to be a football coach?
Oh, I just always had passion and love for the game. After I was released from the San Diego Chargers, I came back home and a gentleman by the name of Armin Brown, he was a legend in Baton Rouge, played for Capital and Southern University. He was the principal at McKinley High School. And he pretty much gave me a shot to coach. And from that point, I just took off from there.
Okay. I got to go back to that semifinal game against Archbishop Shaw last season. How do you use that as a learning opportunity rather than a failure for yourself and your team?
Well, you just always got your outlook. I mean, in the beginning, everybody goes set out to win the state championship, but as time go on and weeks go on, it kind of fades for some and kind of gets bigger for others. It was a tough loss, I just feel like in the grand scheme of things and being a coach, you understand that when you playing a certain level of football, a certain quality football team, certain mistakes you can't make. In the beginning, I think we spotted them 14 points just off mental errors. And then we caught back up, tied the game up, and then we did something, just unbecoming of ourselves to let them to go up two more touchdowns on us, and we with three touchdowns, and we still rallied back, to get it within one score, and we kind of like lost the tying score on the 4-yard line, but you can't make those kind of mistakes against a quality football team and expect to win the football game. So, you know, kids today too, they think, you're gonna get another chance. You're gonna get another chance. Sometimes opportunity don't work like that. You got to seize the moment at that moment, and hopefully the guys learn from that. If not, hell, I reminded them all through the summer. That, we was 4 yards away from getting it done. And just let's decrease the mental errors, and maybe next year you can come ahead and try to finish it off. So that's where we are right now. We playing some football. We playing good football. It's not the best right now, but we getting better each and every week. And having the first year starting quarterback after having Tylen Johnson, which was our quarterback for 3 years, as our starting quarterback, and he took every snap. So that was a different challenge, to bring somebody else in and having to help lead the football team. So we're real fortunate, and the guys are, they understand the expectation. And we just work hard every day, man. That's it.
What has been the biggest strengths of this team so far this season?
I tell you, as a team start out, the coaching staff. The coaching staff set the tone, the expectation. We don't let things slide. It start, after the game we lost against Shaw, we started January 14th. We back grinding again. You know what I'm saying? And for us to have that kind of commitment from the coaching staff, really, to set the tone. And the players, their commitment to the program and their buy-in to the work ethic and the film study and the things that we do, day in and day out, in season, out of season, them buying into that program like that, and it kind of like sets the tone for success. We had this thing, rinse and repeat. Successful can be boring. It's rinse and repeat each and every day, and that's what we do. We set it to a high standard, and we rinse and repeat every day. We got guys work. They come in, they hitting that iron, they watch the film with them. We just build that relationship and build that bond with them, and show them what the goal is and set the expectation. And they've been right. They'll ride through that expectation.
Definitely. Before I go to VK Jones, this weekend you guys take on Port Allen. What is it about Port Allen that stands out to you?
Well, Port Allen, they're when you playing uh programs that's towns that's they don't have people coming in and out. They're the town. You know what I'm saying? You always get a lot of pride when you play against things like that. You know, this the only school in the town. And this town and that town, and I coach in schools like that. In the rural areas, man, the pride that they have in the sports and in all their sports, but especially football and the fan support and the guys, you know, willing to put in the work and the commitment they have, man, it speaks volumes. So Port Allen, they're not who they used to be, but I expect them to have, to come out and fight. They have a new coach. So I expect them to come out and still fight. We're in their place, and everybody want to do well in front of their fans. So we expect them to fight when we pull up Thursday night.
Hold on one second, VK. All right, go ahead, VK. I
All
got you.
right. Yeah, Coach Landry, how are you, man? It's good to
I'm
have you
fine. How
on.
you doing, brother?
I'm great. I'm great. Man, looking at your schedule, it's been a very tough one. A lot of road games this season, man, and it really gets your team more hungry in a little bit and makes you battle tested. That do you think that was the intent of this schedule,
That's what it's
especially?
about. That's what it's about, brother. You can set your schedule and probably go, 1-9 and 8-2 every year, but I mean, it's all about getting better, and sometimes it's not pretty. I'm the coach. I'm the type of coach, and I've always been that way. I want to play top-notch competition because I want my guys to be able to raise their level. If you're playing at a certain level, and when it's time to raise their level, they don't have anything to go to. So I like my guys to build a callus up to understand, hey man, coach man, it wasn't an easy game, whether it's a game that's really a 518 that's really disciplined, or a 518 that's a perennial powerhouse, or a 5A team that's just have studs everywhere. Man, I want my kids to be able to adjust and understand there's different levels to this thing. And in a little reality check, sometimes you're not as good as you think you are you know. And I'm the old Ric Flair. In order to beat the man, you got to beat the man. You know what I'm saying? In order to beat the man, you got to beat him. So I use that as a challenge for to get my guys ready to play, and during the preseason. So when we get in the playoffs, where you don't get to pick and choose who you got, it depends on how the schedule run and who's winning, who's out at that time. Guys our guys can make adjustments, and understand like, hey. Football is football, but it's different depending on who you play. It's a different level and different expectation and different athletes that you're going to come across uh, when you're on that journey. But I love playing in games where we're supposed to lose. Actually, when I'm scheduling and I'm picking that we probably going to lose this one. They're probably going to put it on us, and that first year, everybody like, man, why are you doing that? But then the kids start, and we go back and watch film and they be like, hey, coach, if we don't have this happen, we don't make this mistake, we right in the game, you know what I'm saying? So it started building their confidence up. But it's trial by fire. I want them to feel it. I want them to understand when we play football, man, you got to give your all because every player is important and it's not anything that you take for granted, you know. And and I want the kids to like have a story, have an experience. I love taking my kids in the woods in the in during the spring. I mean during the fall camp. You know, team building, fishing. What I'm saying, going on trail walk. Walking trails and jumping in the pool, coming down the water slide with them, just having an experience with them, uh, getting to know who they are, uh, having people from religious base come by and talk to them, and former athletes to talk to them about some of the trials and tribulation they had in their college playing days or their high school playing days, but they can actually give a testimony to these kids and help them to see the big picture and help uh, possibly motivate them to go a little bit further or make a better decision when they're out in the community. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I try
Yes.
to go out my way to like get those kids an experience, or they can look back and say, "Hey, we played this guy. He was a 5A star at the school, and you watch him play on Saturday. That's a story to tell. That's an experience." And he's good, but he ain't do that to us when we played him. You know what I'm saying? That means something, to those guys. Some of the guys that don't happen to go to college, or you know, that's a story they had. That's a testimony they can say. That's the experience that they had, and being able to possibly give them an experience that's big to me.
Very much. I definitely understand, Coach. Looking at, I know the atmosphere at home is great and everything with Madison Prep. The support is unbelievable. How it's been like, home games. I know sometimes y'all might have to switch up, and sometimes you play at Olympia, sometimes you play at the Memorial.
It's a part of life. That's what I teach, man. It's a part of life. What if you're on the playoff game and you're on the road? I know when we won the state championship, we was playing all road games. We didn't have one home game. We played all our games on the road and won the state championship. That's a story to tell. And that's also, it's the resilience that it doesn't matter where you play. The field the stadium's going to be the same. the length of the football field is going to be the same. It's what you do when you get there. It's not where you play. It's what you do when you get there. And my
Understandable.
guys, they understand the mission. They understand the mission. Like we don't, and some things not even conversation. Like if they have to move my game to the last minute because we don't have facilities or we don't have a place to play, it's never conversation. We put it in the group chat. We put it on Remind. We post it in the local news media, and we through with that. We don't talk about it no more. Because in life you can't have a conversation for every little thing that happens.
That's right.
Sometimes as a man, you just have to adjust and move on. It's not a conversation. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? You, as a man, as a player, as a coach, as a leader, you adjust and adapt and you move on. There's not nothing that you keep going back and forth over. You know what I'm saying? I can't control that. So control what you can control. You might can't control where you play, but you can control how you play.
I like that mentality, Coach, because
Yeah.
yeah, I know I done heard some interesting stories in Baton Rouge, and sometimes with logistics it's sometimes the problems is as much as New Orleans sometimes with logistics and with stadium
I lost you there a
availability.
little bit.
Oh, I was saying stadium availability a little bit sometimes same as New Orleans, with the logistic situation, but it's all good. I like the answer. Yeah, you have to adjust wherever
Yeah.
you go. But let's talk about
Right.
your playmakers. Give me two, three playmakers, offensive and defensively. That's really stepping up for your team.
I gotta say Landon Johnson. Landon Johnson's been lights out for us.
Yeah.
Um, just a stud. I mean, everywhere you put him, quarterback, he's a stud. Receiver, he's a stud. Defensive back, he's a stud. Special team, he's a stud. He's just a junior. He's just a junior. But again, he's been raised around tough quality athletes from since he was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So when he got here in the in, you know in the ninth grade, around him is studs. So he has to raise his level if he want to play. And guess what? He raised his level. And he raising it each and every year. So Landon Johnson, without a doubt, has been playing lights out for us. Defensive guy, Jamarius Allen. He's a junior, 6'3", 305. Man, he's just an animal. When he decided to come, that's it. When he decided to come off the rock, there's no stopping him when he decides to load up and come. Another one that has been Keon Robinson. Keon Robinson is the receiver. Uh, he just so deceptive. He has good size, not blazing speed, but nobody ever catch him and nobody really tackle him. He's that kind of kid. He is slippery, and he's hard to put down on the ground. And just saying that, those guys there are just been playing lights out, and the rest of it is my offensive line. You know, my offensive line is starting with the twin. Uh, Carnell and Darnell Smith, they're 4 year starters, been starting since they're freshmen. 6'2", 315, and that's being generous. Uh, just been, we're gonna go to their side. Then you have who else we have out there that's pretty playing lights out for us that's been hurt. Jarvis Smith, he's been hurt. He was out, but when he came back, immediate impact. He's also a junior left. He right tackle. Man, he just plays so hard when he get in there. He played with a lot of passion. And man, we just we team oriented. We understand the big picture. The guys play together. They've been forged in the fire. And man, those guys really work hard, man. They really get at it and they committed. Uh Cannon Walker, linebacker, man, he's just been showing out, making plays, tackle for loss, hits, just boom sticking people, what I'm saying? Just playing with a lot of passion and energy, and that's what it's about, playing with a lot of passion and playing unselfishly, and just giving your all for the team, putting yourself last, playing for the name on the front of the school, name on the front of your jersey, and just give your all and commitment to the program. So those guys there for sure, I can hang my hat on. I can walk in any stadium, I can put them on any team, and they're gonna be that guy.
What I noticed is a lot. You named a lot of juniors, and that just shows you have a lot of depth to this team this year. Besides the maturity and everything, is this the type of team that you really like that could really make another deep run and a potential chance to win a state championship?
I have no doubt about it. If we don't win the state championship, I'll be totally surprised. I really felt we should have won last year, but we didn't get it done. But this year, I have no reason to think that we're not going to win the state championship. I mean, he's cocky, he's arrogant, but I believe in what we do. I believe in God. I believe the work that we put in. I believe in my players. I believe in my coaches. And I just feel like, when you have that kind of commitment, you have that kind of grind, it's rewarded. And I feel like this is our year.
I've been to your facility. I'm gonna say this one thing. I'm gonna pass on JB. I've been to your facility finally, Coach. Being on, coming to the Madison Prep campus itself. It is a very, very nice campus.
Right.
And you can say it's ducked off, but still
It's
a
ducked
very
off.
nice campus
Yeah, it's
in
ducked off.
itself, you know what I'm saying? And looking at the football facility and stuff, very, very unique, JB. If you ever been there before, I don't know if you've been there, but if you go,
Not to Madison Prep. I haven't been there.
you when you go to bed, I know we're gonna probably go there for basketball or
Yeah.
possibly playoffs
Oh,
with
playoff football
playoff
game for
football.
Madison Prep. They hosting definitely.
Yeah, but when you go by the campus, dude, when you go by the basketball, they got two basketball courts kind of adjacent to each other. In the middle is the football practice field. And it's really, really cool how they got it set up, man. I was like, wow, this is where they practice. And it's enough space that they can do what they have to do.
There's enough.
Because I was looking, I was
Hey, I'm
like,
gonna tell you this, man. There's no high school. There's no other high school I'd rather be. I mean, the energy from the students, the administration, the passion that they have for sports and academics here, man, it makes you want to give more of yourself. You lose the game, man. It really hurts the culture. Like you come back, it's like morning where, man, like it took something out of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you don't want to be the one to make the kids feel like that. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's just it. I mean, that's just that thing that the coaching staff in every sport, man, they give their all. They give their all. And that's just the culture here at the school. It's the expectation that we win. That we win in the classroom and we win in every sport, bowling, you name it, we're trying to get it. And it's just a real interesting place to be. And if you can't handle pressure, this is not the place for you because you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it if you fall on the expectation. You know what I'm saying? The kids feel it, coaches feel it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not to the point that you don't want to let you don't like we tell the coach, we don't want to let our brother down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to let you don't want to let the school community down. You just don't want to do it. You know, and cheerleaders, they cheer with passion. The dancers, they dance with it. It's just something that it's no place like it. You know, I'm not, yeah, I'm not gonna put it to car, but man, it's a community. It's a feeling of pride when you come on this campus.
It's a great all around school itself,
Yeah.
academically and athletically in itself. I'm like, two unique places I've been to. Actually passed by Zachary campus one time. I haven't been on it, but I passed through and see what it was. But
I've been on it.
looking at it, comparing to Catholic High and Madison, those two are very unique campuses in itself of what they do, and what y'all do is amazing of what y'all have, and y'all work with what
Right.
y'all have,
That's
and
what
y'all
it's
doing great.
about. That's right.
Y'all
You
doing great.
max out what you have, you know. We max out. We may not have all the bells and whistles. You know, we're close to it. I'm not gonna lie, it's not we're even close. But the passion and the pride that we have in our program, man, it just past that.
GB.
Yes, indeed. Coach Landry Williams. So look, once the playoff brackets come out, I'll give it my guys, and then we decide on which games that we would like to stream. You probably be getting a phone call from us saying, "Hey, coach, we want to come to Madison Prep and stream your game against whoever."
Hey, pull up on me, man. We'll be happy to have
De-
you.
Definitely, coach.
Appreciate it.
Definitely appreciate you joining us tonight, coach, and good
All
luck
right,
the
no
rest of the
problem,
season.
brother.
Thank you.
Definitely.
All right. Good night.
Coach Landry Williams of Madison Prep Chargers, and man, I'm telling you, VK, they on a mission this year, man. They on a mission. Like he said, a couple mistakes. They were down 35-14. I was at the game, 35-14. Y'all was at South Plaque in Logan Sport. I was at that game, 35-14. Shaw well up on them, and then all of a sudden, here comes Madison Prep. Here comes Madison Prep. Jasper Parker gets a big first down, but fumbles, and Madison Prep gets the ball back. Drives down the field. Few seconds left. It's fourth down. Pass the ball is incomplete. Shaw wins the game. That's what I thought about. The comeback was right there. They were down 35-14. And I'm sure they still think about that, and they want to get back to the semis and get that win and go play for that state championship. And right now, man, they have been one of the most dangerous teams in the state, VK. And Jason, it wasn't VK that said that. It was Nick Campbell that said they just a basketball school.
Yeah.
It wasn't VK. It wasn't.
No, Jason. Let me tell you something about Madison Prep. I've been keeping up with Madison Prep programs, and Michael Roach coached that team. And at one time, they got to the Superdome and lost to Sterlington. I still say to this day, how did they lost that game? I don't know. But anytime Sterlington, then this was before Coach Doty took over. The head coach was Bobby Breen.
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard that name, I said, Lord Jesus. And then looking at the highlight, looking at the game, Sterlington was looking like old school West Monroe. And it was crazy. And I'm like, the coaching matchup in itself was something else. But Michael Roach really set the tone in Madison Prep. Landry Williams has taken it to another level. I always knew that this football program was really legit. Basketball has set the tone in championships, but football wise, it's been a really good program.
Coach, not Coach, Ernest Lyons. What school do you go to? What school do you go to? Because I see you saying you would love to play him. I don't even know what school you go to. What school do you go to? Let us know right quick.
Lions. That's the name is familiar, very familiar.
So I'm sure he'll let us know in a second. So maybe he answered me already.
Yeah, the whole
The whole say coach being modest, the whole team loaded.
yeah,
They're loaded, man.
they're loaded. And the biggest
Yeah.
thing is, I think they have a big. This might be the biggest roster they probably have ever had at this school. They might have a possibility. They usually keep about 50-something players. They might have 60 this year because you got the majority of his best players, he said, is juniors. He didn't say seniors. He said maybe 2 seniors. Everybody else I heard juniors. That is an eye opener to me, JB. That is a big eye opener. This just shows me that Madison Prep is going to be here for a while.
What school, Ernest? You saying let's make it happen? I don't know what school you go to. What school are you talking about? You want to play Madison Prep? What school are you at? Cheese says he wants to get Prep on the schedule at Lafayette Christian. Definitely. I'll say this because Landon Johnson was the original starting quarterback, and then they got another starting quarterback. And Landon Johnson plays everything, receiver. He may go back to quarterback at times, but the quarterback they got now is a sophomore, and I can never remember this dude's name. But I've seen him play in the spring game when he was a freshman, and I was like, "Whoo, Jesus, that boy good." And if I got to put my media part aside and talk about my alma mater, I'd be like, man, I wish he was still there. I wish it. But
Ooh. I know who that is. I know exactly who that is. Ernest Lyons from Kennedy. That's what
okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah. That's who it is. Exactly. I would love that game too. I love that to happen too.
I would love that to happen. That would be great. Play it in Baton Rouge, and that'll be one of the games we get next year.
Oh, we get that automatically. It's like that. We get automatically. Yes, Jason Holmes. That's his name. Dylan Reed. Yep, Dylan Reed. Yep, that's his name. Yep, from John Curtis. Yeah, that too. That too, man. Yeah, man. Oh, man.
It's
that too, but that ain't my alma mater. He was somewhere else before that one.
But at the same time, man, it's amazing with that Madison Prep program, the school itself. It's not as big as Catholic, but the facilities and the uniqueness and the build of it, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, when you see a JB, it's ducked off. But
cool.
but that's where the basketball games are played. Football, they play their games between Memorial Stadium, that's the big stadium, and sometimes they've been playing at Olympia.
Right.
So the situation is like New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if anybody plays at Doug Williams Field anymore, like talk about in Baton Rouge. That's crazy. So it's just been a lot going on in BR, but they play in between one of those stadiums. But I know if we get Madison Prep in the playoffs, I know Coach Landry will let us know where they're
playing at.
Yep, playing at, and we're gonna go in there. But I know basketball wise, we're definitely gonna do one of their basketball games as well. We're looking forward to get with Coach Jones and his squad and see what they got.
Tell you what, that week 1 playoff schedule, boy. I mean, we debating on that and then that week 2 also, because that Shaw Madison Prep basketball game week 2 on that Thursday, week 2 of round 2 playoffs. It depends on what games we can get, man. And boy, that'd be nice. But anyway, we're gonna shut this show down for tonight. We are back tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. The councilman of District C, he was just reelected. Freddie King will join us tomorrow night, and he's gonna do the picks with us. He's gonna pick games with us as well. So we got Councilman Freddie King joining us tomorrow night. VK, you got some last words?
Oh man, I mean, good night tonight. Actually, the guy that's Samaj's Lions dad. That's
okay.
Kennedy. So I like where he's going with that.
There you go,
man. But great interaction tonight, guys. Like, tag, share, subscribe, hit the notification buttons on the JB the Sports Guy on the YouTube. We're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook and YouTube, bruh. I mean, we like to thank our guests tonight. I mean, 2 great coaches, 2 great unique stories, and we're gonna have a good one tomorrow with some of these picks. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a guest picker. I think that might be something new. JB is brewing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know every week. I don't know if every week thing. It is getting late in the year, but it would be nice to do a guest picker. You know what I'm saying? And just to looking like game day. But regardless of the fact, man, but it's gonna be fun to have Freddie King on the show tomorrow to talk about his reelection and to talk of football as well. But good show tonight. We got to the nicks and crannies of a lot of things from week 6 to 7 and power rankings tonight, man. This has been a great show.
We got to go through some of them tomorrow also. Go through some of them tomorrow to start the show. Because we got Freddie King at 7:35, so they can give us 30 minutes to talk about Division 2 a little bit and try to get to Division 3 as well. So try to get through as much as possible, but I promise you next week we'll get through them all for sure. Yep, definitely. Gotcha. Definitely. Thank you to the coaches. Thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight. We appreciate all of you. We're back tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Freddie King will join us, and we're going to do our picks tomorrow. Thank y'all so much. For VK Jones, I am JB, the sports guy. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all take care. Hey, parents and coaches. Want your young athlete to go far on and off the field? Kumon of Gretna is the place for you. Whether it's reading plays or calculating scores, early literacy and math skills teach focus, discipline, and decision making. Give your student athlete the edge. Start early, start smart at Kumon of Gretna.
If you're looking for the best pizza in Metro New Orleans, then you're in the right place. Moe's Pizza has a great selection of Italian food that can satisfy your appetite, and they can also cater to your needs in any event. Give them a call at 504-341-9650 or log on to www.moespizzanola.com, located at 1112 Avenue H in West Wego, Louisiana. Moe's Pizza, Italians do it better.
If you ever need help with 401k services, fiduciary services, or executive benefits, then Jeremy Callaghan of CoSource Financial Group is the guy to see. You can reach him at 337-606-9860.
Randolph, head coach of the Hahnville Tigers boys basketball team, and you are watching the Hash It Out Show.
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.